You've navigated your way to the Program Overview module, part of the Quick Start course in the InspireScience professional learning environment. In this module, we'll walk you through all the print and digital resources that are available with InspireScience. This module contains 3 sections: Program Components, Teacher Center, and Student Center. After completing this module, you'll be able to identify the print and digital resources in the program, use the ConnectED Teacher Center to find specific resources, and show your students the resources available to them in the ConnectED Student Center.
To log into your platform, go to connected.mcgraw-hill.com, or you can go to my.mheducation.com. From there, you'll be able to type your username and your password and press Login. To import your students, click on Import Students. Once you're there, your first step is to download the student template. You have to click on Download Student Template below. If prompted, save the file to the location of your choosing. Please be sure to use the correct template when importing users. So, click on the student template download, and you will have an Excel spreadsheet template. Open that template to start filling out your students' information. Now, the first 2 columns are required, meaning that you have to fill out your student's last name and first name. The middle initial, the gender, and the grade level are optional. The username, password, and redemption code are recommended. The reason why we recommend you to choose a username and password is so that you will be able to create a username and a password that is easy to remember for you and your student. The next step will be the redemption code. How can you get the redemption code? You'll need to go back to ConnectED, scroll down to the Student Edition, and click on Manage Content. Once you're there, you're going to be able to see the redemption code. Please highlight it, copy it, and then go back to your template and paste it there. It is important to mention that the system will not recognize non-English characters. For example, if my student's last name is Lopez, the system will not recognize this accent. Therefore, I would recommend just to type it without the non-English characters. Once I've finished filling out my student's information, we can start with step 3, select the school. We have to select the school from the list that goes with your roster of students. After I selected the school, I can now choose my file. This file is my template from step 1. Therefore, I have to look for it. And we're done with step 3. The last step will be to check File for errors. Click Check File for errors to allow the system to check your file for any errors. If an error appears, you will be prompted to view the invalid data and correct the spreadsheet. If no errors appear, you will be notified to complete the upload. And those would be the steps to import your students. To redeem content, click on Redeem Content under Teachers Tools. Once you're there, you can scroll down to see the available products. Once you find the product that you're looking for, click on Redeem. Select the end date of your course and create your redemption code. Click on OK, and you're done with redeeming the content. To check if you successfully redeemed your content, you will have a green check mark like this. To remove any content, you can go to Manage Content, and you have the Return Content option. Click there, and you will be able to remove it.
The program's print and online resources provide you with the flexibility that you need with your students. However, the online student edition is interactive and engaging. It provides students with valuable lesson materials and tools. The online student edition has video, interactive media, simulations, and games. It also provides digital copies of all of the print resources. Keep this question in mind. What tools are available in the online student edition?
I tried very strategically from the beginning of the school year to teach students how to maneuver through the website for students on the student lesson side so that they know how to find the module, the lesson, the student lesson itself, how to get into the 5E model and which one to go into. The great thing about that piece on the website is they can access the pages from the handbook or the Be a Scientist notebook directly from the website, so that's been really helpful as well. There are also the leveled readers, the foldables. There are so many different resources that I can turn to as their teacher. The hard copy of the teacher edition has been very helpful, as well as the online resource. I feel like I find great information in both places. So I have liked having the hard copy of the science handbook as well as the online resource so that kids feel like there's some variation and some different things they can try.
Now that you know how Ms. Clark uses the online student edition, think about ways to use it with your students.
Your Online Teacher Center is where you can access your lesson plans, presentation, resources, professional development, and more. After viewing this video, you'll understand how to access ConnectED, locate your Online Teacher Center, and find all the resources within it. To access InspireScience content, you'll need to go to connected.mcgraw-hill.com. Enter your username and password, then click Login. Once you've logged in, you'll see My Home, also known as your book bag. From here, you'll have access to your ConnectED student and teacher centers. Notice that My Book Bag includes many grade levels. Your book bag will most likely only include the grade or grades that you teach. Choose your teacher edition by clicking it. This is your InspireScience Teacher Center. A STEM career kit greets you in each module. This same video greets your students when they log into a module in the Student Center. Each career kit introduces students to a STEM-based career. Let's look at how to navigate and access the digital resources. To show the digital resources for a particular lesson, open the blue menu bar. Select a module from the list on the left, and then select a lesson from the list on the right. Click Presentation to launch the presentation for the selected lesson. This multimedia presentation is aligned to the selected lesson and can be projected on a screen or interactive whiteboard for whole group instruction. Select Launch Customized Presentation to add your own slides and resources to the presentation. To view the current lessons as your students will see it, click Student Lesson. This launches a digital version of the lesson text, including resources and vocabulary. Digital resources for the selected lesson appear in the Lesson Resources carousel. Use the arrows to browse the resources. Click an icon to open a resource. The lesson calendar shows you the lesson plan and assignments scheduled for the class on this day. To navigate through the Teacher Center, click the menu icon in the upper left corner. The menu provides easy access to all of your teacher tools. Use Class Management to add new classes and work with student profiles. Click Resources to access worksheet interactives, lesson plans, and videos. In Assignment Tracker, you can create assignments and monitor your students' progress. Click Calendar to view the scheduled class lesson plans and assignments. My Files is where you can import and store your personal presentations, documents, and other resources. You can access additional tools from the menu like lesson plans, assessments, professional development resources, and any messages you exchange with your students. Click ConnectED to return to your book bag. Now take a few minutes to log in to ConnectED and explore the Teacher Center. Your students have access to their online InspireScience resources through the ConnectED Student Center. After viewing this video, you'll be able to understand how to access student content from the Teacher Center and show your students how to access their digital resources by logging into ConnectED. There are two ways to see student content. The first is from your Teacher Center. On the Teacher Center dashboard, click Student Lesson. This screen shows you exactly what your students see when they access the lesson. Students will log into their individual accounts. They can select their student edition from the book bag. You can find information about setting up your class and assigning student accounts in the ConnectED help. When they click their student edition, they'll enter the Student Center. You can also access the Student Center by clicking the student edition in your book bag. The Student Center looks very similar to the Teacher Center. A STEM career kit greets your students in each module. Your students will also use the blue bar to navigate to the assigned module and lesson. Click Student Lesson to view the lesson text. Navigate the lesson by clicking the tabs at the top of the lesson page. Each section of the lesson also shows the resources related to each part of the lesson. Digital resources for the selected lesson appear in the Lesson Resources carousel. Students use the arrows to view the resources. The Student Center to-do list shows their current assignments. To navigate through the Student Center, click the menu icon in the upper left corner. Notice that the Student menu has different options from the Teacher menu. If your students select Resources, they will discover all of the worksheets, interactives, and videos for their grade. To-do is where students track their assignments, due dates, and homework history. The menu also lets them access tools including the course glossary, a blank notebook, and any messages you exchange with your students. They can return to the book bag by clicking ConnectED at the top of the menu. Now take a few minutes to explore Student Center resources. Pay close attention to the student lesson and how students navigate to their lesson.